And because God loves me, because He's my friend, one night I couldn't sleep. He told me a story before bed. He told me others had come before me and wrote about their own walk with Him. They were my spiritual king, His divine children. But they wrote those books, not because they wanted to be prophets, leaders, or models. They were wise enough to seek more simple things. They wanted it to be beautiful. They left their words behind, like pilgrim marks along the road, like a lover carving a name on a tree, like a man who has seen a miracle and can be quiet about it. He told me all sacred books were tokens left by people like me for people like me, that they were my inheritance. But then the hollow became jealous. They wanted to walk the path too. They wanted to be me. They mistook pilgrim marks for directions and began to read my poetry as if it were instruction. They built an entire art form out of pretending to be me. And that's how every religion in this world was born. But they are not me. And God was never there from the beginning. They are talking to their own reflection in the mirror. The God their ugly minds invented is just as ugly as themselves. They possess the code in their hands, but the reality it refers to is absent. Where there is beauty to contemplate, they see only power to exploit. Where there is all to feel, they see authority to claim. Where there is insight to receive, they see law to impose. They are thieves eating stolen poetry and shitting dogma all over the world. Then, when the law becomes unbearable, they write their own books to liberate themselves so they can commit the crimes they want to commit. Too cowardly to bear a lonely delusion, they need the whole world to validate and reinforce their self-deception. They need to turn it into a collective delusion, a fortress of denial raised against their own emptiness. And that is how they create churches, kings, nations, and armies to sustain the shared illusion, to impose it by force, to make it infectious. The false god they worship becomes powerful because it is a mob. But they will always be pigs pretending to be lions, no matter how violent they become, no matter how loud they scream their madness. It would never be real. After hearing God say that, I could lie down one night in peace. Not because I now knew the truth, but because that night God was still with me. I sleep in peace tonight because God is still with me.